So, Mr. Mayor, first of all, thank you for coming. And before you will speak at the podium, I'd like to make a short special recognition in your honor for protecting the Jewish community of New York. And for those that are not aware of, among cities across the world, New York is hosts the largest Jewish population across cities in the world. So your role is very important, Mr. Mayor, and we know how much you are dedicated for that. So we are very grateful that you travel from so far to represent the communities of mayor and municipal leaders to join this summit. Thank you for that. Since you have been taking office at the start of this year, we've seen you with a deep commitment in fighting antisemitism, religious hatred against Jews, but others as well. So thank you for that. By building relationship between communities of New York to build interfaith and intercultural relations, thank you. It's an exemplary model that you are trying to do. The fact that you came here to be with us tonight says so much about who you are, what values you represent, and for that, we would like to recognize you, to give you the recognition of the Combat Antisemitism Movement Civic Leadership Award. I never pronounced this award well with my French accent, but I think you know what I mean. But we also know how much work you have on your plate left to do. But we trust you that you will continue what you have started to protect the Jewish community of New York. So on behalf of the Combat Antisemitism Movement, we represent 650 organizations globally. We would like to give you this honor, this recognition for the work that you do. Thank you, Mayor Adams, for what you do. Thank you very much.
And now, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, and to my fellow mayors, across the country here, not only in Athens. It's good to be here with you and all of you. And let me share this. Two childhood memories come to mind as I engage in this conversation of anti-Semitism and what CAM is doing. The first was this experiment we did in school. It seems a little hideous now, but it was something that we did. You would take a frog and put it in a pot of hot water, and it would jump out right away. But if you took that same frog and you placed it in cool water and turned up the temperature just slightly, it would stay there until it boils itself to death. That is where we are right now with anti-Semitism and hate that is pervasive across not only our country in America, but across the globe. The temperature is just increasing so slightly that we've allowed it to normalize in every part of our lives. We've become accustomed to it. It's become popular. And the degrees change not only in how we verbalize and interact with each other, but social media is the flame that continues to fuel the hatred that you are seeing. Those who hate no longer are isolated in the corners of their bedrooms or homes or in their clubs. They have now combined together to create the hate that we are experiencing. And it zeroes in on anti-Semitism, anti-AAPI, anti-African American, anti-any group. They have organized to a level that is so dangerous at this time. And before we realized it, we allowed ourselves one temperature at a time, 1 degree at a time. We've reached a place now that we're at a boiling place, and we have to turn down the flames. We have to be consistent in how we go about doing that. The second childhood experience was when I was a little boy learning how to box. I used to do such a great job in the gym, but whenever I got in the ring, I would get beat up. And my coach said, "Eric, your problem is you leave your best fight in the gym." This is the gym. This is not the ring. We come here to learn the skills that we need to go out and fight in the ring. The ring is on the ground in our communities. The ring is lifting up CAM so they can continue to build the coalitions they are looking for. The ring is going into our schools so we don't continue to have pipelines to hate, but learn to have our children learn how to come together and use academics so our children are not only academically smart, but they're emotionally intelligent, and they learn the beauty of diversity and how we can use and teach each other why someone wears a yarmulke, a kufi, a hijab, why we go to a synagogue, a mosque, a Baptist church, a Buddhist temple. We must start infusing knowledge, intelligence, and not ignorance into our young people, because they are competing with a professional desire to make them start out hating each other. New York City is the Tel Aviv of America, but 1.8 million Jewish people live in New York City. And we know far too well, just last weekend, we had young people using social media to talk about destroying synagogues and shooting Jewish people. But what many people missed, it was due to a Jewish organization that was monitoring the social media channels and chatter, that they were able to give an early warning sign to connect with the law enforcement community, and we were able to span out and to not only get the firearm, but get the two individuals who were involved. That's the coalition and coordination that we need. And then we can't remain silent. We have to be front and center in our organizing. It means those who are partners against defeating this hate, we have to meet it head on. Those who are perpetrating hatred should not have 5 million followers on social media, and those of us who are standing up for what's right will only have 100,000. We must use social media as a weapon to defeat hate. We must go into the crevices of our community and become creative in how we do it. In Brooklyn, as the county executive, before I became mayor, we had something called Breaking Bread, Building Bonds. 100 dinners across the city, 10 people at each table. Each person came from a different ethnic, religious, and cultural group. And we did something revolutionary. We talked to each other. We used the lubricating value of food to sit down and started having real conversations. We don't realize it, but we are a segregated people. We're hardwired to believe to only coalesce among those that look like us, talk like us, eat the same food, do the same things, speak the same language. It's time to break free of that. If we're going to defeat hate, then we must come together and unify together and lean into the discomfort of knowing something and someone new and appreciate what diversity has to bring and has to offer. I'm excited about this moment because we all realize that we are in the pot together. We all realize that the temperature increased. And now it's going to take a concerted effort from all of us to turn down the heat. But not only will we turn down the heat, we will destroy the flames that fed the boiling pot in the first place. So I'm here in Athens, Greece, to tell you that we are united as one. America is going to do its part. New York City will do its part. The key to this success lies with the mayors. Mayors are the cities. We solve the national problems on a local level, and we can do it together. So this award is just the beginning of what I want to show in my accomplishment as the mayor of the city of New York on how we fight and defeat anti-Semitism and all of the anti-hate that we see in our lives now. We're members of the greatest race alive, and that's the human race. Thank you very much.